And coming out of the field now is the West Coast Football Club and Force Soccer. They are in the boys under 14 final here for the State Cup National Tournament and Rancho Capistrano. And in the city of San Juan Capistrano. To the left there, you see West Coast Football Club, and to the right is Force Soccer. They've had a great tournament, both of them. We'll be right back. Just give me this. Okay, let's get the lineup for West Coast Football Club. They are head coached by Braden Cloutier. Team administrator is Federico, and his second administrator is Edgar Goitia. Number 3 will be Jonathan Figueroa, defender. In the blue, number 5, the defender Jorge Cortez. Number 6 at midfield is Eric Goitia. Number 7 at forward is Dylan Seidman. Number 8 at defender is Kenneth Hendren. Number 10 at midfielder is Lucas Dal Orso. Number 11 at midfield is Mimo Lyconia. Number 12 at defender is Kenny Hendren. Number 13 at defender is Connor Wilkinson. Number 14 at midfield is Alfredo Ramirez. And we're underway here in this championship game. Going from left to right is West Coast Football Club, and Force Soccer is going from right to left on your picture screen. Let's get number 15 for West Coast. So that's Pablo Osigeda. Number 16 is Frankie Beston. He's a defender, and Pablo is a forward. Number 18 at forward is Mario Soto. Number 21 at defender is Erwin Bahena. And number 23 at forward is Juan Gutierrez. And that's your lineup for West Coast Football Club in a boys under 14 bracket. Now let's get to Force Soccer's lineup. Their keeper is Vince Paldino. He's number 1. Number 2 is Efrain Fombona at center mid. Number 3 at center back is Williams Nieto. Number 4 at midfield is Alex Hahn. Number 5 at midfielder is Jacob Speckmeyer. Number 6 at midfield is Kevin Alva. Number 7 at midfield is Nicolas Gomez Garcia. Number 8 at forward mid is Alfredo Perez. We have a header and a save. The first save of the game. Force Soccer's Vince Paldino making the save. Number 9 at forward for Force Soccer. He's a forward or midfielder is Claudio Rodriguez. Number 10 at center back is Matt Mardesic. Number 11 at outside back is Jackson McCracken. Number 12 at outside back or midfield position is Kevin Garcia Lopez. Number 15 at center mid or fullback position is Fabian Arroyo. Number 18 at a midfield position or fullback on the left side is Spencer Shortland. Number 22 at a forward or midfield, he also plays backup goalie, is Angelo Russo. And a head coach is, or the coach of the team is Danny Pena, who's a former Galaxy player. The head coach is Jack Mardesic. It'll be a throw-in from the far side touchline for Force Soccer now. Trying to run onto it is Alfredo Perez. The same field last year where we did a girls, I believe it was under 15 or under 16 team, and that was a great match. Right here on the same field, number 4, right here at the grounds of Rancho Capistrano. It'll be a free kick. The foul against Force Soccer. So the Force Soccer Club now retreating back and try to get a long ball with a single touch, dropping it off there for Alfredo Perez. And now try to give it over to Kevin Alba on the move, and a foul against West Coast. Jacob Speckmeyer going to switch it to the far side to McCracken. McCracken shot, and a save is made. Daniel Durantes, the keeper for West Coast, making the fine save, coming off his line. And a nice challenge that time by Efrain Fomba. From Bona, that is. Efrain from Bona. And it goes past the goal line, and it is going to be a corner kick. And let's see who's going to take it. It looks like it's going to be Forest Soccer Club's Jacob Speckmeyer. So Jacob Speckmeyer with the CK. Far side of your picture. Speckmeyer in towards the box, and it's broken up, but here's a shot. Down on the ground as a keeper, still on it is Forest Soccer Club, just outside the 18-yard box. And who touched it last? It was touched by West Coast. So now it'll be a CK on the near side for the Forest Soccer Club. No score, just a few early minutes of the match. Up in the air and making the save that time is Daniel Durantes. Since the round of 32, Durantes is not allowed one in the back of the net, and neither is his defenders and the rest of his teammates. Let's get how they did it and who they did it against. It was the United FC 1-0 in the round of 32 for a Forest Soccer Club. And then let's change that around for West Coast Football Club. It was Knott's Forest. They beat 9-0. And then in the round of 16, they beat the Irvine Strikers. And a shot, and just a little bit wide of the near post. That shot was taken by Memo Lyconia. But it might have been touched off by one of the defenders for Forest Soccer Club, so it's going to be a CK. So West Coast is now going to have a CK. And we'll get the rest of how they got here after this CK. So from the near side, taking it, Pablo Osiguera up high, and a save is made that time by Paldino. So Vince getting up high and making the save. West Coast again in the round of 16. They beat the Irvine Strikers 5-0, and then in the round of 8, they were able to beat Barcelona 1-0, and in the semifinals, they beat the Red Titans 2-0 to get here in the championship game. On the other side for Forest Soccer, in the round of 32, they beat United FC 1-0, and then in the round of 16, they beat OJSC Premier 1-0. As this ball is in the box, Paldino showing his fearlessness, being able to come out and challenge the striker and make the save. In the round of 8, the quarterfinals, the Knott's Forest fell to the Forest Soccer Club 3-0. And then in the semifinals, it was a great match between Forest Soccer Club and Valley United. It ended up 1-1 in regulation, but then they won it in PKs 4-2, where Vince Paldino made some great save, a couple of great saves in order to secure the victory. Forest Soccer Club heading toward that 18-yard box was broken up, and now West Coast going the other way with it. And a long ball trying to get a runner onto it, and they do. Into the corner and of the box, and no call on that one. So Forest Soccer Club bringing it out from the deep back, and then a collision there, and there will be a call on this one. Could be a card. We'll see. And they're not going to give a card this early in the game. But later on, it might be a different story. Shortland. Spencer Shortland now. He was looking for his teammate and coming way out to make the save there is Durantes. He was looking for Claudio Rodriguez. In the central now. Coming out with his Force Soccer Club. Nieto. His long pass is interrupted and sent back upfield now as Kenny Hendren trying to make a run on the far side, and basically he's just trying to get that ball as far out of his own defensive half as he could. And so now in their own half of the field for Soccer Club, who has no score, along with the West Coast Football Club here in the first half. Trying to get something going on the far side. They throw it in again. Get a couple of touches there, but the challenge is won by West Coast. And they have it at midfield and now into the defensive half of the Force Soccer Club as they retreat back. Juan Gutierrez able to beat the defender there, and he's still on it. Nice move as he attacks the 18-yard box with a pass and then a shot, and it's just a little bit wide of the far post. The chance that time taken by Osigueta, Pablo. Nice thinking that time by Pablo Osigueta. They just take the shot, and maybe he could catch the keeper, Paldino, on a quick one in the far post. Nieto in the back. Going to switch it to the far side. McCracken trying to look for somebody, taken away. McCracken retreats back for it. Now he's going to give it off to his teammate in the interior. And now a long ball headed up to one of the strikers. Intercepted that time. Rodriguez, the man intended on that last pass, and now we have a ball kicked out of play by West Coast, and it'll be a throw-in for Force Soccer Club in white with the light blue numbers and the black shorts. West Coast in all blue. Off the challenge, it caroms over upfield now. Over there to Efrain Fambona, and Fambona drops off to his teammate for a nice cross into the box by Alva, Kevin Alba, but the save is made. Durante sending it upfield, a keeper. Now on it. Osigueta can't hold on to it. Force Soccer Club wins it. Sends it down the near side. The ball with the swoosh in the middle. And the design. No score during the soccer match. As you get an opportunity there to see Jorge Cortez. And Cortez throws it up deep into the area of the Force Soccer Club. And after they knock it out of play, it'll be a throw-in on the near side. Trying to make something happen in the offensive third. Memo Lyconia. Just outside the box, winning it for Soccer. And here they go. A long ball played for Rodriguez, and retreating back nicely that time was Erwin Bahena. And Erwin making a smart decision to get that ball out of play. And the reason why that's so smart, you give your teammates an opportunity to rest up a little bit. A very active game, the world's most famous sport called football in most countries and soccer here. Defending, staying on top of it that time, Connor Wilkinson. And he gets a measure of satisfaction now, a push. And so West Coast will have the free kick. Connor Wilkinson will take it in the open space. Wilkinson, the defender. His team has played outstanding getting here. Not giving up a goal, from what they tell me. Blocked that time. Trying to do something with it is Jorge Cortez. And now he's got his teammate, Memo Lacona. And a nice challenge that time. Beautiful play in the box by Jackson McCracken. Jackson says, I got to get back into my own box there and see if I can make this challenge and make it work. And it did. Past the goal line, and now it will be a corner kick. But if he doesn't make that challenge, they got a big chance to put one in the back of the net. West Coast now. Gonna try it from the set piece here. The bending ball into the 6-yard box, intercepted and interrupted all the way to the top of the defensive third and then sent in there, but an easy save is made. Osigeta, he likes to try the shot anyway, and he did, but that was from long distance. Easy to be able to handle that one by Vince Paldino. And it's going to be an indirect free kick. And they get it started quickly. Jorge Cortez, or rather that was Jacob Speckmeyer. Speckmeyer now. Speckmeyer going to go to the outside to his teammate, McCracken. McCracken trying to make something happen on the far side, and is a foul on the play, and it'll be a indirect free kick. And let's see what happens here. They're going to bring anybody in? No, they're not. No substitutions yet. Surely they'll come. This one is sent toward the box, and standing tall at the top of the box, able to make the play is West Coast. And on the near side now for soccer, trying to continue keep the pressure on now. And definitely dribbling that ball, Juan Gutierrez. It goes over to Del Orso and into the far side. On it now is Kenny Hendren. Hendren drops it off for his teammate, but a nice challenge there by Force Soccer off the 50-50. It comes over to Del Orso. Del Orso looking for a teammate. He has him in his space, Gutierrez, but he couldn't quite get to it. And a little bit too much pace on the ball as the defenders for Force Soccer Club getting back and making a nice play. Sun's starting to come out here. And Rancho Capistrano, the area here. And now on to it for soccer. Falling down there that time was Claudio Rodriguez. And so it is going to be now a free kick. Free kick for the Force Soccer Club. All knotted up 0-0 here in a State Cup Boys Under 14 final. The National. The winner goes to Las Vegas. The throw in from only in their deep third. And getting it over there to Juan Gutierrez, but it's taken away from him. On it now is Shortland. Shortland dropping it back off for Speckmeyer. Speckmeyer going to switch it to the far side. Gets it over there to Jackson McCracken. McCracken now dribbling, pushes it to the wide. He has a teammate there. Couple of teammates. They run onto it now in the central. They're still on the soccer ball. Trying to make a big play here. And they take a blast, and it's too high. The shot that time by Fabian Arroyo. And Arroyo trying to stop that ball and then get a good blast, and he just drove it a little bit too high. Dorantes off the keeper kick to midfield. Couple of the Blue touch it now, and in the deep back, they're able to come up with it for Soccer Club, and they drive it down the near side. And trying to touch it there for his teammate there was Claudio Rodriguez. He was trying to leave it for Kevin Alba, and Alba had just ran right by it. Jackson McCracken on the long ball. Retreating back, though, is Erwin Mahena, and kicks it out of play. Still no score in the first half. Two good defensive clubs. Obviously, that's why they made it here to the finals. But they also can put it in the back of the net, as in evidenced by the 9 goals in the round of 32 that West Coast scored against Knott's Forest. Long ball, retreating back for Forest Soccer Club, and coming way out of his net and past the 18-yard box. Can't touch it with his hands, so he drives it out of play. And West Coast will throw it in. Still 0-0 here in the first half. West Coast has had some chances, trying to see if they can get some more here. Intercepted at midfield. Good play. Nicely done that time by Jorge Cortez. On it now. Memo Lycona taking a blast. Memo, a nice blast that time, but the save is made by Paldino. Nieto dropping it off to his teammate. And then intercepted that time, trying to go down to Central. Lycona trying to make a big play with his teammates. And he just couldn't quite continue that move down to Central. Nieto switching it to the far side to Jackson McCracken of your picture. McCracken's pass is intercepted there. Coming up into space and making sure that ball doesn't go behind him. And they are going to get some substitution now, as coming out of the contest is Eric Goitia for Forest Soccer. Well, correction there, that was Kevin Alba coming out, as Coach Danny Pena wanted to get somebody fresh in there, and we'll mention his name as he touched that soccer ball. Going to be a free kick as West Coast, the foul. You see the player tumbling down there, trying to retreat back. Still 0-0 here in the first half, as the sun's starting to come out and breaking through the clouds and putting some more heat here in May, the weekend after Mother's Day weekend. McCracken having trouble there. Down Orso. McCracken retreats back to get it anyways and strikes it past the far side touchline, and it's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in now, Kenny Hendren is going to take it. So Kenny looking for a teammate, can't get one there. And Arroyo sending a long ball, looking for his teammate to get to it. But coming over there to get it first is Durantes. Durantes wearing the red jersey. In the under 14 category, quite a tall young man, Durantes. And as they bring it up, on it to the near side. Angelo Russo. Russo double team there. And they mark for each other well that time as they get it out of their own defensive half. But now they make a mistake. Here's Efrain Fambona. Fambona now. He gives it over to his teammate Hong. Hong left foots it. And a save is made. Durantes makes the save. Fambona, nice play in the central, and he got it over to Hong, and Hong had enough space to work with it. He just didn't blast it hard enough. Off the 50-50 challenge, and it goes out of play. And it's going to lastly off of the body of a Forest Soccer Club player. And the West Coast will throw it in. West Coast Football Club. Greg G.K. Porter here with you in the National State Cup CYSA tournament. Into the 18-yard box now. And the center circle, but collecting it is West Coast. And they send it toward the 18-yard box, but it's intercepted. So for Soccer Club. Nicely played there by Fabian Arroyo. Arroyo into the interior to Shortland. Shortland accelerating. Shortland has somebody there. He's got his teammate. And that is Rodriguez, and his attempted pass is blocked as they stand nicely in the 18-yard box. The defenders for West Coast, but still on the soccer ball is a Forest Soccer Club. Alex Hong. Hong going to go with the right foot. Now he has his teammate, pushes it to the wide, and now they're going to take a good shot, and they're just getting it off the deflection there. Bahena tried to block it, and then it deflected right there to Durantes, and he was able to make the save. Fortunately, the deflection was right where Durantes could grab it. Good defensive play. They help your keeper out, but boy, you better make sure that he can get to the deflection. If you can't, then you kind of start thinking I got in his way, and then that turns into a goal. Durantes has shown that he doesn't need a lot of help. But here he's playing in the finals. Obviously great competition. You got to get all the help you can get. Both teams, from the defenders, from the midfielders and the forwards, they try to win this championship game. Dropping it off now. Again, Osigeda. And intercepted that time. Dal Orso trying to get around the defender, and let's see what the call is. It's going to work against Dal Orso. So now it'll be a throw-in for Forest Soccer Club. Still 0-0 here in the first half. Great match. City of San Juan Capistrano. The facility of Rancho Capistrano. As taking a little bit of time, but now the Forest Soccer Club going to drive it from their own deep back. And that one is knocked out of play that time. Knocked out by Nicolas Gomez Garcia. Or actually, it wasn't knocked out by him. It was knocked out by somebody else. Gomez Garcia is going to get to throw it in. Try to get something going in the attacking third. for his Forest Soccer Club. He goes over a couple of players, still in the air, but comes onto the foot of the West Coast player, and he's able to drive it out of his own defensive half of the field and in that box. But coming out to get it there is Durantes. Durantes ranging over to his right to make that rather easy save off the bounce. West Coast at midfield, trying to get something going here. But force is there. Forest Soccer Club from their own defensive third. Get a deflection, but it goes right to the all blue of West Coast, and they push it up the field. Beautiful play you saw there by Connor Wilkinson. And now it's into the 18-yard box. But an easy save able to be made by Paldino. Wilkinson had the right idea. He's not going to give up on the play. Down to Central, West Coast. West Coast, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, they had an opportunity down to Central to make a big play very close to the 18-yard box, and they just could not coordinate that one to put it in the back of the net. But they are not afraid of going down to Central on this Forest Soccer Club defenders. Got a substitution as Nicolas Gomez Garcia is going to come out of the play for Forest Soccer Club. They're going to get a fresh player in there. And waning moments here in the first half. And without the number on the front of their shorts, can't really see who came in. But we will mention his name. And as there he is retreating back. Retreating offensively to try to make the play. And that was Kevin Garcia Lopez, who came in for Forest Soccer Club. Fabian Arroyo. Angelo Russo to a teammate. They want to go to the Central now. Good defensive play to space that time. Claudio Rodriguez trying to make the big play, but the defender for West Coast, and that happens to be Jorge Cortez, has played well when he's had to mark Rodriguez. And he makes another big play. Alex Hong going to throw it in. Hong gets it into Speckmeyer. Jacob twisting and turning. Jacob trying to lose the defender. And it being a foul called against Speckmeyer, so now it's just going to be a throw-in. West Coast, they're in the space. Try to get to it that time with Shortland. And now it's on the foot of Speckmeyer, and he drives it toward the Central. Looking for a bounce there. Speckmeyer again, trying to keep it from going to his own defensive half. Good play by Forest Soccer Club. They're still on the soccer ball now. Accelerating is Perez. Perez trying to take a shot, but a beautiful deflection. They're still on it again. Trying to get to the 18-yard box. They're weaving their way in the box now. And there's blast. Oh, and it's just a little bit too high as Claudio Rodriguez took the shot. But Forest Soccer Club showing a little bit of intensity there, putting the pressure on West Coast. And they didn't seem to be able to get to the soccer ball, and they were able to get a shot. Good offensive sequence that time by the white and black. And now here's Durantes getting it upfield, hoping maybe his teammates can do something offensively here on an alternate play. The counterattack now they have it here. And that's Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to weave his way around three players. He has his teammate that deflects off of one of his teammates and rolls very slowly over to Paul Dino. They had a good wall that time as Gutierrez trying to make a bid, either to get the assist or try to get a goal himself. action towards the end of the first half. And those are the goals that sometimes in the world of soccer really hurt. And as you can see now, both teams starting to feel it towards the end of the first half, trying to get one in, take the momentum in the game. West Coast now to near side, an intercepted, still on it for Soccer Club. Getting around two players, Spencer Shortland. Shortland showing his speed. Shortland to the outside now. Getting it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez makes a move. Rodriguez takes the shot. A deflection again, and it goes outside the box. But still, they're on it. Arroyo accelerates, looking for a teammate. Blocked again by West Coast. And they get it up the field. West Coast showing that if they got to play defense, they can do it. And here comes West Coast on the offensive side of the trip. And let's see who it'll be on. It's going to be on 4 Soccer Clubs. Nieto, and it'll be a free kick for West Coast. West Coast showing their ability to go from defense to offense. Both teams being able to do the same thing, and that's why we're still 0-0. Only great plays is going to keep this one from going into overtime today. You can already feel it. West Coast and a blast way too high. Taken that time by Juan Gutierrez. West Coast might have been served to make a play with the opportunity there. Set piece opportunity, but they did not. And so, Paldino, as he gets a little water from his water bottle, sets it up. And we'll take the goal kick. Vince Paldino. And there's the double whistle, and that is the end of the first half of action. And both teams in the last couple of minutes putting the pressure on each other, but their defenders, and they were able to bend in the defensive area, but not break. And so we're at 0-0 at the end of the first half here at the grounds of Rancho Capistrano in the city of San Juan Capistrano. Stick with us. We'll be back with more in the second half as you watch the video action of the players that are participating and the coaches in this game.
Walk without me going there.
That's what I was talking about, Jeff. You know what I'm saying? You had it. Give me some touch, then you had it. But by that time, we lost it, right? Okay? Someone else had one on that side. Get rid of the ball early, especially in midfield, because they will close you down quick. Claudio support from midfield. Let's get Angelo some support from midfield. Okay? Pick it up. Play down the right side. And it's been on every time. So Angelo, you take a little breather. Nick, go top. Okay? You can change on making it happen. Go,
And we're underway here in the second half. As the 4th Soccer Club will be going from left to right on your picture, and West Coast will be going from right to left, and they have a quick foul. Going to take it Jacob Speckmeyer, who played well in the first half, as did all the players on both teams. And that's why we have a 0-0 score. And a nice cross in the box, and being able to make the play at the last moment is Durantes. It was a deflection that time, and Durantes is still able to stay with the soccer ball. Speckmeyer now in his own defensive half. We're going to switch it to the far side for their attack, and couldn't get anybody that time as he struck that one errant on the far side. And so West Coast will throw it in at midfield. Into the 18-yard box, and the save. Paldino driving it up to midfield. Couple of players waiting for it there. And now the Force Soccer Club coming up with it from their own defensive half now. Rodriguez looking for a run on the near side. He's got it, giving it over to Gomez Garcia for a cross in the box, and a save by Durantes, but they got a shot, and that was the closest that they had to getting a goal to the Force Soccer Club, as Durantes is able to reach out at the last moment to save it from going in the net. A little bit more velocity, and they might have been able to beat Durantes. Not enough, though. Durantes showing how great of a keeper he is. If you're going to beat him, you're going to have to come up with an outstanding shot. It's not going to be one of those easy plays. And obviously, Force Soccer Club knows that. And they are going to try to figure it out in the second half. But West Coast on the other side, they feel they can do the same thing and put it in the back of the net to try to beat Paldino. In the defensive half now. On the near side for Force Soccer Club. That's Alfredo Perez, and then you're chasing after was Kevin Garcia Lopez. He didn't get to it. And now going to be a foul into space, and that's going to work against West Coast. Or rather, rather the Force Soccer Club. So West Coast is going to get the free kick. Intercepted now. Speckmeyer. Perez now. Perez back, getting it back to Mardesic as they switch it to the far side to try to get something going here. Shortland. And Shortland dropping it off. Speckmeyer, and now here's Gutierrez. And they do get a shot there. Kevin Garcia Lopez, but that time it was a little bit too far off to the near post. In the central now. And now to the far side. Trying to make something happen, West Coast. Goitia. Taken away, Force Soccer Club. Standing tall around our 18-yard box. Pushing it upfield. Going to be a throw-in for Forest Soccer Club. Still 0-0 here in the second half now. Off the 50-50 challenge. Nobody gets it, and then finally knocked out by Speckmeyer. Or off to the wide. It's still in the field of play. Overrun as they reduce the size of the field for Soccer Club in their own defensive half. And now going to get an early ball out to the wide. Now with it is Nicolas Gomez Garcia, and then trying to run onto it was Kevin Garcia Lopez. Knocked out of play by West Coast. And so it's going to be a throw-in for Soccer Club. Most of the attacking chances in this game, they have not been able to put it in the back of the net. They get it in the box just momentarily, but West Coast gets it out of there. And West Coast now chasing it toward the near side of the field, as you see, Alfredo Perez. And it's going to be a throw-in now. Nicolas Gomez Garcia into the corner to Fabian Arroyo, and Arroyo trying a shot, and that one was way behind the net. So it'll be a goal kick for West Coast, and going to get some fresh players in for West Coast. Still 0-0. We will mention the numbers and names of the players as they touch that soccer ball. If you weren't following in the first half, the Forest Soccer Club got here by beating United FC in a round of 32, 1-0. And then in the round of 16, they beat OJSC Premier 1-0. And then in the quarterfinals, they beat Notts Forest 3-0. And then in the semis, they were scored on for the first time at a tournament, but they were able to still win a soccer match 4-2 in PKs. West Coast FC got here in the round of 32. They beat Notts Forest 9-0. As we have a cross in the 18-yard box by Forest Soccer Club, again trying to pepper the attacking area. On it, Rodriguez. And it's going to be a corner kick. Claudio Rodriguez. He has created problems for the defenders in this match and still continuing to try to make it happen here for his teammates and for himself. Speckmeyer is going to take the CK to set piece. From the near side, Speckmeyer, and it's broken up, but still with a chance for it. Out on top now. Here's Speckmeyer again, up in the air, and oh, chopping up high to get it. The keeper, Durantes. Durantes leaping way up in the air to make that save. If he doesn't get to that one, it's going to go in the back of the net. Now, on the soccer ball now. Arroyo, and then coming over there to make the play is Paldino. Or rather, that was Osigueta, Pablo Osigueta for West Coast, who was big on an offensive try in that last play. Nicolas Gomez Garcia, and a head on the goal! Claudio Rodriguez, and a beautiful header. He brought it down and was able to get it past Durantes, and a 1-0 lead for Forest Soccer, but a beautiful cross. to get it to him and put it in the back of the net. Just a great sequence. They've been working on that, and not specifically that way, but they've been working trying to get a goal, and they finally get one. And now they're going to rely on their vaunted defensive abilities, as they have not given up but one goal in the entire tournament up until it was overtime and they did the PKs. So in regulation, they had only given up one goal. So they're trying to keep it that way, and if they do, they'll win the championship and go to Vegas. Into the 18-yard box. But West Coast, a beautiful shot and a try that time. And Paldino had to make the save, and he found the soccer ball amongst a bunch of players there in the box. West Coast has to be aware that they don't want to give up another goal either. As a momentum for Forest Soccer Club, trying to continue with their offensive attack. And staying with the soccer ball that time was Alfredo Ramirez, and then finally they get it past him. But West Coast now in their own defensive half, trying to make something happen. Eric Goitia. And now Lycona, but he can't get to it. They keep it going. They're getting the touches. As Claudio Rodriguez now, the man who scored the goal, getting to it, and then was knocked out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Forest Soccer Club, but there's going to be substitutions. As the head coach, Brayton Cloutier, trying to make adjustments, see what he can come up with, and try to get something going for his offensive attack. Forest Soccer Club, nice ball and a little bit too high, and again, they found Claudio Rodriguez, and he was just a little bit too high with it. And Rodriguez now looking for the ball to try to head it past the keeper. Man, if you're West Coast, you really have to be aware of that now as he's getting up in the air. Durantes driving it down. As West Coast trying to get something going in the central, but they give it away. As Mardesic able to win it and send it up the field. Into the own defensive half of West Coast again. But they have it now. Trying to get it going. Pablo Siguera. And it dribbles off of a player and goes harmlessly over to Paldino. Paldino now. And try to get it up the field. Paldino and company in the round of 16, they beat the Irvine Strikers 5-0. And then in the semifinals, they beat Barcelona 1-0. And then the Red Titans 2-0. They had not given up a goal in the entire tournament until Claudio Rodriguez put one in the back of the net here a few minutes ago. And so now it is going to be a substitution for Forest Soccer. Going to get a fresh player into the contest. And that is number 6, Kevin Alva. Alva trying to chase it down and keep it in, and he does. Fine hustle by Alva. And it'll be a throw-in. Alva's teammate missing the soccer ball. And now trying to do something with it, West Coast. Treating back. Here's Rodriguez. And a challenge, no call. Fair challenge that time. Speckmeyer runs it over to Shortland, and Shortland drives it up the field. Alfredo Ramirez. Ramirez and his teammates on the soccer ball now. Lycona. Alfredo Ramirez. Ramirez now and Hendren, and the foul is going to get against the West Coast. Cortez in the back. Pushes it upfield to Dal Orso. Dal Orso now trying to make something go, and that is going to be a foul against Force. And now Danny Pena is trying to make an adjustment here. Get in another player. I believe that Angelo Russo came into the contest. And throw in for West Coast. Getting it into Juan Gutierrez and into the box, and it is an offsides call. Seemed like they had a pretty good try there, but a little bit too anxious. And so it's a goal kick. Paldino teeing it up. Vince driving it up towards midfield, and on a bounce over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, and beautiful challenge that time. Nicely done by Cortez into space for Rob Rodriguez from continuing to go along with the soccer ball. Basically pickpocketed him, as they say. To the wide side for soccer now. And trying to collect that soccer ball and get it out of their own defensive, head towards the defensive third, but West Coast still trying now. West Coast, a left-footed pass. He's got a player right up the side by Paldino. But the offsides call, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. Had the right idea, West Coast did, but again, a little too anxious. Got caught on that twice here in the last few minutes. Connor Wilkinson. And now head toward the attacking area and make something happen. Osigueta with it is Gutierrez. And no call, and Gutierrez wondering why. And a foul over there. And they're not going to call it a foul, they're just calling it went out of play. Paldino driving into midfield. Looking for a teammate to run onto it. Rodriguez trying to chase after it. And also his teammate, Russo. Russo trying to get onto it. A nice challenge there into space. Russo not winning it, and the foul is going to go against Russo. West Coast now driving it on the long ball. Only two in the deep back. And they're able to get to it and push it out here to the wide. And West Coast not able to control it, and they're going to give it up. As you see Amtrak going by, and yes, the train tracks are right here by the field here at Rancho Capistrano. For the grounds here in San Juan Capistrano, the city. Right here off the 5 freeway, you see the cars there. Avery Parkway. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you here in the championship match between Forest Soccer Club and West Coast Football Club. And coming down the middle, and it goes off to the wide side. And Rodriguez wondering why there wasn't a call. They're not going to get one. In the last few minutes, getting a little bit more testy out there as it has heated up here. Both teams, especially West Coast now, feeling their opportunity slip away as each minute goes by, wanting to try to do something to tie it up. Boccia and Eric trying to make something happen. And he did that time, knocking it off of a white-shirted player. Connor Wilkinson will do the CK opportunity here, or rather the throw-in. The throw-in. Into the box. And a shot taken that time, but awry of the net. Dal Orso, Lucas. A little bit errant with his strike. Not a problem for Paldino. And so Vince sets it up again. Paldino off the 50-50, and it goes out of play, and one of the West Coast players took that one on the nose. Going to be a maybe a throw-in now for Forest Soccer Club. Claudio Rodriguez, and getting it over to his teammate, who gets a nice pass. And that one as a foul. Arroyo had the defender on his back. So now it's going to be a free kick. Free kick for Forest Soccer Club. They lead 1-0 here in the second half. Or 1-0 rather. Jacob Speckmeyer, and his attempted set piece is interrupted that time. The West Coast, and they're trying to go back up the field with very few numbers. But racing after it and showing his speed that time was Marnasic. Matt Mardesic doing a fine job getting over there. Now the header, and that one will go awry. Juan Gutierrez trying to make something happen. And he got up in the air, but he was way too high up in that 18-yard box. He needs to be a little bit closer. Still 1-0 for Soccer Club here in the second half. Championship game. West Coast now. On the ball in the central, but coming out of it is Shortland. Shortland pushing it up the field. Nice run from the back. But here comes West Coast now as they intercept it and go with their attack. And that one is challenged and knocked out of play to far side touchline. Going to have some substitution. As Speckmeyer is going to come out and get a rest. Coach Danny Pena going to bring in a fresh player. Toward the 18-yard box. West Coast now trying to get somebody to drive it toward the net, but Forest Soccer Club able to do a fine job of not allowing them an extra strike at it. And Force now, only 2 in the deep back. They're able to get to it first, drive it up the field now. Dal Orso, Lucas dropping it off. And lots of players behind that attacker right there for West Coast. And it blocked there. Connor Wilkinson trying to make a play. And Wilkinson off the deflection. Wilkinson wants to go to the far side, and he does to Soto. Soto now, Mario Soto looking and trying to find Gutierrez. Intercepted, but they're still on it. A left-footed try and awry of the near post. 1-0. Your score here in the second half. And every one of those tries that West Coast is trying to formulate to get them into the back of the net is, if they don't happen that way, then of course the Forest Soccer Club continues to keep this 1-0 lead and avert an opportunity for a tie game. And remember, in their last one, it was a tie game against Valley United. They won it anyways to get here. But they probably would like to end it in regulation this time around. And the Forest Soccer Club strike it out of play. And it's going to be a Connor Wilkinson throw-in. Connor Wilkinson going to throw it in. One with the white and red design and a swoosh in the middle. Looking for a teammate to come up. Trying to get a play started. Back to Wilkinson. And his strike is just errant of the net behind it. 1-0 to score. Vince Paldino driving it. Past midfield and now retreating back to go get it. Bahena. And he drives it upfield. His teammates trying to get it going here. Mario Soto under a lot of pressure into space. However, they're able to get the throw in from the far side touchline. Down 1-0. Looking for a teammate there, but he was sandwiched, Gutierrez. And it didn't get to him, and then one of the defenders for Forest driving it out of their own defensive part of the field, defensive third, in an 18-yard box. Collecting the soccer ball of the 50-50 try. Winning it there as Dal Orso gets a teammate to win it again. Retreating back now. Gutierrez trying to get to it. And it's going to be a throw-in for Gutierrez. His teammates now trying to keep the pressure on the Forest Soccer Club. West Coast into the box, but to the wrong player. Upfield. Connor Wilkinson has the space. Looking for the teammate that time, but it just went past him, and that was Osiguera. But now here's Lycona, and a foul by Memo. Going to be a free kick for Forest Soccer Club. Forest spending a lot of time here recently in their own defensive half of the field. West Coast, the header that time. Header back to his keeper, Paldino. Just ahead of the on-rushing West Coast player. Here's the dangerous one. Pushing it to the wide side. Gomez Garcia. Gomez Garcia, who has an assist in this game already. Off the bounce. Broken up. To the wide side now. Dal Orso trying to make a play. And Forest Soccer Club is going to throw it in. Forest still leading 1-0. Now Lorso trying to make a play for West Coast, cannot. And that ball is kicked all the way down. An attacking player, that's going to be a foul against Claudio Rodriguez. And his angst to get to the soccer ball, pushing the defender down. All the way down the field now. Is West Coast, the far side touchline, trying to get something going here. Goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Soccer Club in their own defensive third. Trying to hold on to the 1-0 lead, or 1-0 lead. Claudio Rodriguez, and he's trying to go unassisted all by himself, and coming back to help out and make the play that time was Jorge Cortez, and Rodriguez is still back there. Into the 18-yard box, and Paldino able to make the save. Paldino coming off the line. The throw in now. Dal Orso. In an 18-yard box and trying to get it past the defender, and he almost did. And almost beat the keeper that time was Gutierrez. Nice run by Juan Gutierrez. On it now. West Coast trying to continue their attack into the 18-yard box, and it goes out of play. But that's going to go against Forest Soccer. It's going to be a throw-in for West Coast. Headed toward the 18-yard box. They have it now, trying to get a striker into Central, and they just couldn't do it. Claudio Rodriguez now. Rodriguez, 1v1, but staying with him, staying tough is Cortez. But they take it away from him now. And now here's Rodriguez in the corner, coming over is Wilkerson, and he makes a great play. Connor Wilkinson knew if he doesn't get to the soccer ball, that's going to be a big try again to make it 2-0, and Wilkerson lays out to get to the soccer ball first before Rodriguez can. And Rodriguez just hustling with everything he's got, and the yellow card comes out now. And so the yellow card comes out, and it'll be a throw-in for Force. Didn't see who the yellow card was against, whether it was against, must have been against Wilkinson on the play, but if it wasn't, if it's against Rodriguez, either way, whoever it was against, they get one more, they'll be out of the contest. In the Central now. And there's a double whistle, and the Forest Soccer Club wins the championship not allowing a goal in the entire tournament until the regulation of the last game, and then it was PKs that they were able to win on, and so they only give up another one, or they do not give up this one in the championship game. So only one goal in the entire regulation, and that gets them the championship. And with Coach Danny Pena, will be going to Las Vegas, a former Galaxy player, played with some great players, and I don't even know, he might even have one of the rings that the Galaxy's won in the past, but he's got his young players geared up the right way, and they're going to be tough to beat over in Las Vegas. But a great match today between the West Coast Football Club and the Force Soccer Club. We hope you enjoyed all the action from Rancho Capistrano, the city of San Juan Capistrano. And stick with us, there'll be some comments by those who participated in the championship game in the boys under 14 category. We'll be right back.
First of all, on behalf of Cal South, we want to thank everyone involved with these two teams for their support in the National Cup tournament. It was a tremendous tournament. Two outstanding teams played in the final, and you couldn't have asked for anything more. So we want to congratulate, on behalf of Cal South, both West Coast FC and Force SC for making it to the boys 14 championship game. West Coast, tremendous showing. You have nothing to be ashamed about. Everyone around here knows that there are no losers today. Hold your heads up high. You should be proud of what you accomplished this season and getting to the final of the boys 14 championship game. Braden?
I just want to congratulate everybody. Thank Cal South. Both teams, I think, have gone through a lot of adversity in the last year or so. And I don't think there's two teams more deserving than the two of us to be in the final. Danny and I go way back. The two of us played against each other for a long time, indoors and outdoors. And there's not a more deserving person than Danny. We talked to each other this morning. We still have our chance. We still have the Far West Regional League to finish. So we'll win that championship, and then we'll see you guys in the final out there. All right? Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, just go right down the line.
All right, Eric. Edgar. Oh, he's taking pictures. Okay. Edgar, I got yours. It's all right. Oh, yeah, I know. You guys scoot across.
Okay, on behalf of Cal South, we want to present the boys 14 National Cup finalist trophy to West Coast FC.
Come on.
Danny, gentlemen, congratulations. All right. This is probably the hardest road that you're going to go through now. And we know that this gentleman and everybody associated with the Forest Soccer Club is going to get you aptly ready for Las Vegas, Nevada, 6 games in 7 days. And, gentlemen, and Frisco, Texas. All right? So... I know last year you were sitting in the same position on the other side, though, and it was a bitter pill. And I know that this gentleman and everybody around your team had a goal to be right back here again this year, which you did. You went through some tremendous competition, beat an outstanding team today to be the representative for Las Vegas. And we know that this group will represent Cal South and collect a trophy in Las Vegas. All right? So nothing less. Danny, congratulations.
You know, I just want to say to Braden and the West Coast, and I told Braden this morning, that I wouldn't have wanted to play any other team in the final. And the reason why I say that is not just the respect and the friendship that Braden and I have, but the respect that I have for you kids. You guys exemplify everything this game stands for. Class, respect, hard work, commitment, everything that I try to instill in my boys. And I think we match up pretty well. You guys have done a great job, Braden, and there's no doubt in my mind, gentlemen, and there's nothing I can say that's going to ease the hurt that you feel now. But if you take a moment and think about the fact that we were on the other end last season, okay? It's difficult to get there once, okay? But this is proof that you can get there again, okay? And you can use that to your advantage, okay? And I wish you the best of luck in regionals, because no one's pulling for you more than I am, because I would love nothing more than to have both these teams represent Cal South in Vegas, okay? And just to my boys, guys, it seemed like just last week when we were on the other end of that, lost to Barcelona, and like I said, getting there once is tough, but getting there twice, I'm speechless. The heart, the desire, I'm amazed at what this team has been able to accomplish with the adversity, as Braden talked about, that both clubs have been through. But you never stop believing in me. I sure as heck never stopped believing in you. I've always known it was possible, and today is your day, and I congratulate you. And my parents, I love you.
Let Danny introduce you. Let me get out of the way.
Let's start with Matt. Angelo. Ready. And Fabian. And Chicken. And Fran. Alex. Big Vince. these to Connie McCracken, Big Vince Baldino for all their efforts. All you parents, if I could give one to every one of you, I would. Yeah, let me hand it to him.
There's 2 extra. To present the championship National Cup trophy, I would like to introduce the National Cup chairman for Cal South, Vic Fedor.
Hey, Danny, and you boys and the whole organization. It was a real pleasure to watching you progress through the tournament, and this final game, it was terrific. It was a great job, and we congratulate you on winning it, and wish you best of luck at Vegas as we continue to watch you win another title.
Thank you very much.
There's a game ball, there's a championship trophy. Remember forever.
We got a 4 Soccer Club champions of the Nationals Cup here, CYSA South. And you are?
Spencer Shortland.
Okay. Spencer, talk a little bit about this whole tournament and this game.
It was pretty fun, and we played pretty good.
Okay. It's going to be fun going to Vegas, right?
Yeah. Cheers some slot machines.
Okay, and you are?
I'm Jacob Speckmore, and I just want to thank my mom, my dad, all those people who had doubted me, and then I'm gonna gamble my butt off in Vegas. I'm gonna gamble my butt off.
Okay, what position did you play?
I played center, defensive, mid, and stopper.
All right. What school did you go to?
Jefferson.
Okay.
Dotson Middle School. Go Dolphins.
All right. And you are?
I'm Claudio Rodriguez. I have to thank my parents and my coach, and we won because we played with balls.
How'd you like that play where you scored the goal?
All the people that doubted me before, let's see them talk right now.
It was a great play, great play. And you are?
I'm Angelo. I go to Los Cerritos Middle School. I'm forward, and we played a great game. I want to thank Danny for coaching us, and Claudia, and everyone else.
And to your teammate.
Hi, I'm Jack McCracken. I go to Manhattan Beach Middle School. I play right back, and last year we got all the way to the finals and lost, and this year we prevailed.
My name's Williams Nieto. I'm a defender, and I want to go see the girls in Vegas.
My name's Nick. I'm the right midfielder for Force. It's an amazing feeling just to win in the finals, but I couldn't do it with any of these guys right here.
My name is Vince Palladino. I'm the keeper right here. We're gonna keep this up. We're gonna go over to regionals right now.
All right.
No comment, but
Who you are?
I'm Ephraim from Bona. Hey, and I played midfield, and no comments.
I'm Fabian Arroyo. We played good, and we're going to Vegas to win and get laid.
Kevin Garcia Lopez. I play right defender and right mid, and I hope we win regionals. I belong to Bald Eagles.
I'm Kevin Alva. I play left mid, and I'm happy that we won the national tournament.
My name is Freddie, and I play forward and defender.
and I'm very happy that we won.
Hey, Freddie, you guys didn't drop the ball, though, today. You dropped that, but you didn't drop the ball.
I'm Alex, and no words can describe how I feel right now. I'm pretty happy. Let's go win regionals.
All right.
I'm Matt Martisich. I play stopper, and feels really good right now. And we're gonna go win regionals, and we're gonna go win nationals in North Carolina.
Great job by the Forest Soccer Club winning the National State Cup CYSA tournament here at the grounds of Rancho Capistrano. And we also have maybe some more words by the coaching staff. And here we come, the former Galaxy player, Danny Pena. Hard to get that one out. The fans are just ecstatic.
Yeah, with all the yelling during the game, I'm kind of lost for words right now. And words can't describe how proud I am of this group. And having given yourself the opportunity, as I told you, 2 years in a row is an accomplishment in itself. And I told you that, you know, hopefully last year, you know, having been there before would give us that little bit of an edge. And, you know, we maybe didn't play our best, but we played with heart today, and you guys willed yourself to a win. And I told you, the reward, man, reward comes sacrifice, guys. And you sacrificed a great deal. And we went through a lot this year, a lot of adversity, and yet you stand here as champions. And I've never taken any credit. You guys know that, because it's all about you and the sacrifice you make. All I do is give you guidance. And I love every one of you. I'm proud of every one of you. My parents, you guys are awesome.
You know, I mentioned something about the Galaxy as far as, you know, you winning a championship with that. But this is something different. This is more special in a lot of ways, right?
It is a great deal, because I stress to my kids that I had the opportunity to win 2 of these as a youth, you know, player, and I know what it means, and it leads to bigger and better things. And this is something that no one can ever take away from you, you know. And so this is just the beginning of something bigger, you know. And we're going to go to Vegas, and we're going to represent Cal South, and we're going to have some fun. And you know, I'm very proud of these kids.
Jack has helped you a lot to orchestrate these guys in the right way. You guys really played this game. I've seen a lot of different games where guys lose their cool and stuff, but you guys play with a lot of composure and stuff in the championship game.
Yeah, I tell them, you know, if someone's going to lose their composure, let it be me. You know, and they just stuck to it, and they stayed focused, and they stayed in the moment, and that's what champions are made of, you know. And it's that blink of an eye where you maybe lose sight of what's in front of you, and before you know it, you know, you're down 1-0, or you know, they equalize at 1-1, but they fought till the end, until the last second, and that's what it takes to be a champion.
Danny, I don't want to hold up the trophies anymore. Congratulations. So that's going to do it again, as I mentioned before, from San Juan Capistrano, the city, Rancho Capistrano, the grounds here, great field. You saw a great game, and we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for George Lannivan Video Sports Productions, saying take care of yourself, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Save this on the hard drive.